Hello, listeners. Welcome to the Field of Streams, where every week I, your host Janine McRae, read a short piece of my writing to you so that you don't have to bother with it. It's just the kind of value I bring to this world, this relationship, really. I can't promise you much with these missives, but I can promise you this. It won't keep you long. Look, even more value. Lucky. But hey, don't delay. Let's get on with this. Today's episode.
What is it with humans and sticking stuff up their noses? Kids and their marbles, adults and their adult stuff?
I don't even know what that means. Doesn't matter.
I mean, maybe this fascination explains why a Danish man thought it would be a good idea to stick 68 matches in his 2 nostril holes. Well, that and there was a Guinness World Record involved. I guess that's enough motivation. Fun fact, this man says he's not going to stop there. The Dane in question, 39-year-old Peter von Tangenboskov, sorry, my pronunciation is butchering again. Anyway, he plans to train his nostrils to accommodate more matches. 1, splinters, and 2, I don't know. No judgment here. Everyone's got to have goals, I guess. You do you. How does that relate to this episode, Janine? Well, I'm glad you asked. Expansion, accommodation, training of something to be more accepting. That's what stuck out to me. If a man can train his nostrils to accept more matches, then surely a human being can train their heart, mind and soul to be more accommodating, to be bigger, more open, capable of lifting more weight. And that's what this episode is about. It began with matches and it ended up becoming a guide to creating a better human. Yes, this is a heart, mind and soul expansion guide for humans in training. Without any further striking of matches, please sit back and allow me to read to you a piece of my writing called Singular Humanity, Approved Modifications to Accommodate a Better Life. As per the repeated requests from fault-ridden humans encased in a miasma of doubt, uncertainty and sadness, please find attached a partial list of approved and highly recommended modifications to/for your humanity. Humanity herein is defined as an individual's ability to not be a dick and give generously and freely of compassion, sympathy, empathy, and all that good shit. The collective humanity, aka humankind, the human race, etc., remains in an "oh, the humanity" state and will not be directly addressed in this document. It remains very much up in the air. Individual humans in training should note, however, that expansion of the singular creates expansion of the whole. That is to say that singular stretching benefits all. Or so the theory goes. The 3 areas of internal work, as outlined below, create the foundation of your growth, what is known as the autonomous reverential triad of Hugh, or Arthur for short. Word. True expansion of Arthur can be achieved by repeated collection of points or training of fundamental elements to accommodate more Arthur. To grow, to expand, to thrive. Abundance! Quote, just as the nostril can expand to accommodate the matchstick, so too the heart, mind and soul can expand to accommodate humanity. Word. End quote. A monk on a mountain. Probably. Light that match, stretch those nostrils, let's set fire to your potential. Begin. 1. Heart expansion basics. Pumping as a motor in the quiet engine room of your life's chassis, the heart, in its quintessential and aspired to state, is described in the ancient Arthuric texts as poetry. Poems meander and roam, extending their range beyond simple words on a page to explore the ceaseless galaxies of emotion and general humanistic vibary to unlock the subtleties of beat wayfinding. In simple terms, to expand to its full potential your heart must become, in essence, a poem. Guidance provided herein is guaranteed to increase width/girth/general waist measurements of this organ. For those requiring some kind of metric by which to track their progress, heart expansion is measured in units of lovitude, noun, state of bliss attitude encompassing love and emotion and expressed in serenity vibes and occasional rhyme. For example, I love you, yes I do, it is true, you are my boo. And that was written by Arthurian Apprentice Human. An individual's possession of units of lovitude is limitless, expanding as a universe does to the very edge of perceived existence. As a poem, as a poet. Word. A gigantic jumbo megaheart, large, expansive, and capable of acceptance and love, is the end goal of a lifetime for each individual. The following daily actions are provided as recommended expansion exercises developed to modify the heart's existing condition. Those with small, somewhat atrophied hearts, hearts that clench like fists, and wayward hearts adriftin' should find solace and hope in the application of this practice. Exercise 1. Stanza openers. 30 minutes minimum, 3 sets per day. Also known as sunsets, these openers encompass both the rise and the set, and everything in between and outside of. We're talking nature, all of it. Be in it, above, below, and in front. Word. Get in a comfortable position. Absorb using senses. Hear every flap of the bird's wing as it flits past your ear. Feel the string of the earth pulling at the centre of your back in anticipation of forward propulsion. Smell the bustle of busy grass, thick with creatures. Look to the world. Expand your heart with the poetry of a planet. Exercise 2. Socialization couplets. Cumulative, 1 hour. Connect with friends, lovers, family, and even strangers on for a chat. Touch and feel and talk and be. Call and breathe and wonder and think. Who is this? Where are they going? How do they feel? Do they need help? How can I help? If physical presence is not possible, use memory sparks. Visualize opening aortic gates to allow expansion of the organ by flooding with feeling. Twitch the chest to increase real estate of the ribs to allow for increased volume. Exercise 3. Rhythmical rhyming sets. 5 minutes every hour minimum. Sounds, songs, celebrations, laughter. You must make your own rhymes. Open the left ventricle to allow for the flow of sonic tremulations from your ears and straight through and to your mellow centre. Find the beat of it. Listen. Speech rivers, sobbing winds, the sound of soft voices in far-off rooms, low tones and warm, honeyed sighs. These are sonic symphonies and sympathies waiting to be written. Pump up the volume of your understanding. Find the beats. Set the meter. Poetry slam that ticker. Note: the Guinness World Record for the biggest heart is currently held by the blue whale at a whopping 440 pounds, 199.5 kilograms. The empathy must be overwhelming. 2. Mind expansion principles. The human mind's impulse is to wander as a puppy, as a cat, as a toddler in a supermarket. It desires to place its mind hands upon everything, to touch, to fling open, to stick a finger in a warm fruit pie just to see how that feels. Conversely, it is prone to becoming a shut-in, severing all ties with logic, acceptance, and curiosity. Doors slam, holes are dug deep within psyches to hide one's thinking inside of. The mind pulls down the shades and shrinks as an orange consumed by blue mould in the compost bin of life. The desired state is pi, P-I, defined as the pursuit of an infinite and infinitely open mind. This mind expands to roam freely in the landscapes of this philosophical world, seeking inputs, information, and general plugged-innery. There are no closed doors in an open mind. The pi state is also described in the ancient Arthuric texts as the freebird state, no relation to the song. By following the basic principles, one may expand the scope, range, and travelling distance of one's mind. Remember this: a wandering mind is not lost. A wandering mind seeks. A wandering mind is free. Open your mind. The following ongoing actions are provided as rudimentary mind expansion techniques designed to modify its existing condition and expand possibilities. Those stuck behind or with their hand tethered to a closed door should find release in these actions. Action 1. Pie, P-I, eating contests, ×3 weekly. Life is more than just biting into crisp apples. One must try all the pie, P-I-E, to achieve the pi, P-I, state, aka infinite enlightenment. Taste can only be enhanced and refined by absorbing more tastes. Eating pie you don't like? Consider the desired audience of that pie. Allow them to enjoy that pie. Shut your pie hole. Feel your mind expand with the infinite bliss of all flavours, whether it be coconut cream, key lime, or pecan. Get off the apple prairie and onto the board of a chess pie. Remember, there's always room for pie/pie. Action 2. Curiosity crunches, 100. Double up your mind to fold it in upon itself. Jackknife it at the dividing line between understanding and confusion. Look at the feet of the issue at hand. What is it? How is it connected to you? Does it require attention? Why does it look the way it does? Is it jammed too tightly in the shoes of society? Do you need to loosen the laces of perception to accept it as it is? There. Crunch the numbers, the situation, the understanding. Intellectual six-packs are made in the kitchen of the mind. Action 3. Consciousness wriggles. Ongoing. Awareness of the self is the bedrock of mind expansion. To perform a consciousness wriggle, one must focus on the individual components of the mind's function and perception of self. This can be achieved by the continual repetition of a series of questions designed to domino on and toward awareness of the nothingness of self, which is everything. The correct and frequent application of consciousness wriggles will trigger a whoa sound. Word. Questions include: why am I here? What am I? Why am I this way? How does how I am impact others? Am I harmful? Am I good? Am I the bad guy? How do I feel about me? What is consciousness? Am I existing or do I exist? You know, that sort of stuff. Note, according to the Guinness World Records, the heaviest human brain ever recorded weighed 2,850 grams, 6 pounds, 4.5 ounces. An open mind has nothing to do with weight. which is why all the pie is perfectly okay. 3. Soul strengthening guidelines. Every day is leg day for the soul. Souls lift heavy in order to stay light. One more set, one more plate, one more day equals an entire lifetime of spiritual levitation. Modifying the soul by expanding its capacity to lift heavy while staying light is essential to the well-being of the human. The soul can become despondent and weary if not fed or exercised correctly. Enlightenment is another kilogram on the barbell of existence, lifted to heavens on the wings of experience and fed by the continual consumption of various soul-nurturing proteins. Word. There is much debate as to what the soul weighs. Again, weight is not important here. How much can a soul lift? This is the only metric worth measuring. We are happy to report that the soul is capable of lifting way more than 21 grams and in fact can be trained to overhead press the equivalent of one's own body weight in troubles and stress without the assistance of performance-enhancing stimulants. Follow these guidelines throughout your lifetime to modify and adjust the soul's trajectory and your overall health. Overload and rest. Overload and rest. This is the secret. Guideline 1. Perception planks. Daily. The core of your personality is held upright by the soul. Stand up straight. Imagine yourself as a mighty tree standing tall, proud, and defiant. You are strong. You are stoic. You are effortlessly absorbing the negative air in through your leaves, processing it into rich energy so as to sustain your being. With each ring, your life force increases. Perception is everything. Perceive yourself to be the lungs of your world. Word. Guideline 2. Depression presses, as needed. If it comes from nowhere, it can certainly be pressed back to nowhere. Imagine your sads, your funks, your depressions as plates upon one end of a weight bar. It is impossible to pick up like this, with one end so unevenly weighted. Observe. What plates are available to you to help balance this bar so that you may lift it? Suggested balance weights include passions that make you happy, socializing with positive people, and the plate of therapy. This bar cannot and should not be pressed alone. It's a heavy one. Find a spotter. Once you have completed a successful press of the now balanced weight, offer to spot others. Guideline 3. Cultural squats. Ongoing. A gym partner to the rhythmical rhyming sets of the heart, cultural squats are designed to enrich and stimulate your soul quads with knowledge, awareness, and acceptance of the other. To perform correctly, one must squat in the centre of things like art, cuisines, and other countries in an attempt to lift one's soul via foreign stimuli. This gives the soul juice. Juice is natural. There is no synthetic juice. A thirsty soul can be fed easily by regular execution of cultural squats. Maintain form. Get juiced! While some argue that the weight of a soul, which is irrelevant here, is 21 grams, there can be no argument as to the longest ever soul train dance on record. This is listed in the Guinness World Records as being 536 people. That is, in a word, impressive. FAQs. My heart is swelling. What should I do? Nothing. This is normal, and indeed desired. My mind is too open, and there is a draft. Can I close a window? Yes, windows are fine. It's the doors that are problematic. Keep the doors open, no locks. Put a screen on the door to allow airflow while preventing misinformation insect intrusion. My soul is stained. What should I do? Shit'll buff out and refer to the guidelines. I think my heart is huge. So much poetry. Is there a prize? The prize is being a good human, sometimes also referred to as being a good egg. That said, the Guinness World Record people state that to ensure a record is standardizable and verifiable, documented evidence must be provided. Photographic proof of the poetry of your heart may be hard to obtain, but we look forward to seeing it. Will modifying my heart, mind, or soul void my warranty? No. Modification does not void the warranty on a human following the above exercises, principles, and guidelines. Good luck, human in training. And there you have it, today's episode. As a reminder, I share these missives as a way of showing my creative process, and hopefully by doing that, inspire creative folk to get out there and make something of their own. If you enjoyed what you heard, follow this. I once again hesitate to call it a podcast since it's more an audiobook reading of a book that doesn't exist, the Book of Janine Thoughts. Sorry, I'm rambling again. Subscribe is the basic message so that you never miss an episode. But for now, I'll leave you with this. Love what you love, and I'll see you out there making stuff.